Hey, what's up? It's Jim, and today's film is Tron Legacy, which is the new big expensive movie from Disney. It's the sequel to their big expensive movie from the 80s, Tron. I went to the IMAX in Lincoln Square, New York. It's a huge screen, it looks amazing, and the music's like pounding, and it looks awesome and incredible. However awesome and amazing it is, the story is really dull. There were certain parts I wasn't really paying attention to the story. I was just kind of watching the visuals and listening to Daft Punk, and I was like, oh, this is cool, and then I'd like pay attention to the plot. I don't even know what's going on, and then I'd go, oh, that's what's going on? Well, I could really give a shit, so I just like kind of ignore it, and I had a much better time because of it. But I can imagine if you saw this film for the story, you'd be disappointed because the story is pretty bland. I think movies that have portals in them to Earth usually kind of suck, and then they're going to bring a huge army through that portal and take over Earth. I guess if you have any interest, I would say see this in IMAX, because when you see it in IMAX, at least it's pretty and you get like this awesome sound system. I can imagine this movie would probably suck on TV, so if you're gonna see it, I would say see it now. The character development was pretty horrible. I don't know why they had character development. And this kind of carries the tradition of Disney, this film and Black Hole. The special effects are, frankly, in both those films, are really great. They're really nice looking. But the movies are not so good. And I think this is like in the tradition of that. I guess nothing's really changed. And it's kind of funny that the guy's directing this, his next project is Black Hole. Daft Punk's score is really just phenomenal and definitely one of the best scores of the year. It was just really good and really well mixed, and I kind of like when things are that loud sometimes. If this film didn't have this score, it wouldn't be quite as enjoyable. To a lesser extent, this happened to me with the movie Cop Out, where I really liked the score, but it was like a horrible movie. This isn't horrible. A good score can make even the worst movie at least watchable. I like Jeff Bridges playing the older Jeff Bridges, because he would always say like, this is some like Zen stuff, man, and he'd always say man because he's Jeff Bridges, and I just loved the Jeff Bridges-ness coming out. That was probably the best acting of the whole thing. What's his name? Martin Sheen? Michael Sheen's character was absolutely probably the worst part of the entire movie. So I was like, didn't I see this guy in Alien from LA? He's so over the top in this movie, and not in a fun way. It's so cliche ridden. The aging special effects, that has never worked for me. I remember in X-Men 3 when they did it, and I was like, yeah, this looks like some dude has special effects face. The guy who played the main guy, like, kind of generic. I feel like if this movie was made in the late 90s, he would be cast as Casper Van Dien. Anybody remember him? Wasn't he in a Tarzan or something? So normally if you see a movie, a 3D movie in IMAX, they give you these gray glasses. These are pretty normal. I've worn them before. Then for this movie, for Tron, they have black glasses, which I thought was cool. So it looks pretty good in 3D. They match the 3D and the 2D. The colors are the same. And if you saw the Jackass movie, you could noticeably tell which one was which. And this, I mean, you can tell because obviously the depth of field isn't the same and it's not in 3D. In the Jackass movie, I would just go like this. So, oh, it's 2D right now. I think technically this is a really well-made film. And if you've never experienced 3D in the IMAX, I think this is a great way to get into it. This is kind of the get messed up and go see an IMAX movie kind of movie. Kind of typical. So, if you have seen Tron Legacy and you would like to talk about it, then comment below in the comments and subscribe if you would like to.